How's it going, everybody? This is Jose Trujillo. Good to see everyone in Facebook. It's Facebook. Hope everybody's doing good. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm an artist, and I'll be doing a little painting demo for you guys. I just finished this painting earlier today, and I really liked it. It's a little interior. Interior. So let's see what else comes out. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Let me get another canvas. And let's put this together. All right. Let's see what comes out, my friends. I hope you can see well. The way that I start my paintings is very, very simple. I just basically use a round tip brush, number 4. And then I start drawing on the canvas with black, almost like using a marker type of deal. This is going to be a little landscape, but it's going to be a contemporary landscape. And let's see what it looks like. Very simple. I'm here in my studio. It's getting chilly. It's getting a little bit cooler now in Arizona. Not as much yet, but I can feel it. I mean, compared to our hot months, this is very, very cold compared to our hot months. Something like that. There we go. And that's the layout of our landscape here. The next thing I'm going to do is get my palette knife and start putting some color there. This stage is called blocking. So basically we get large areas and we just cover them with whatever color we need. In this case, I'm going to use a very dark green to create this trees over here using the palette knife. And again, because it is a contemporary style of landscape, I'm not too concerned with little leaves and that type of deal with a tree. This is more suggestive. It's a little bit more intuitive than a typical plein air painting.
Can I tell you a small joy I just had?
Yeah.
Go ahead and read that.
No, tell me.
I just had 2 English commercials because I'm watching a show online, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 1 Spanish.
Oh my God.
So I'm getting bilingual commercials. And
Nice.
I think it's kind of cool.
I think so too. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like I like that. Spence says, good evening. I can't stay long. Got a 3-chapter test this evening. I can't wait to paint. Love these videos. Thank you so much. Linda says, I enjoy watching this. Thanks. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate that. And using the same palette knife, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to just start. It's really more about imagining. Okay, I'm just trying to imagine. That's really what's happening here. There's more imagination happening than anything else. And the only reason I say imagine is because if you see a reference photo or you're standing in front of a window and you're trying to paint something, I think you'll have a lot more fun if you are using your imagination. And it's a little tricky thing. It sounds easier, right? It's one of those things that it's easier said than done. And the reason why is that when you use your imagination, really what you're doing is you're suspending your thinking process. You can't think and imagine at the same time. They kind of don't go together. And so you kind of just have to suspend all that thinking process. Like a child. Child is not the reason. One of the main reasons a child has so much joy when they're creating artwork is because they're not thinking about, I don't know, some challenge or some illness or the paying the IRS, or they don't have any of that in their minds, you know. So their thinking process is it's not that it's lower, of course not. It's very high also. It can also be very high, but they know how to suspend it. They know how to play. That's something that a child has that as we grow up we don't have anymore, and it's our ability to suspend our thinking process. The older we get, the you know, it seems to become a little bit more challenging, or a lot more challenging, depending on people's situations, to suspend that thinking process. And that's when you become really creative. You really get in there and just play, and don't think about, oh, what colors did he use? What colors should I use? How do you draw this? How do you do that? No, just suspend the thinking process and just go at it. Go at it. It doesn't matter. You can't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong you can really do in a painting, other than completely begin to judge yourself, and that's not good. Who wants that? You know, but too many artists, we do that to ourselves. We judge ourselves so much, and so we can't have fun. There's a lot of thinking going on. Let's get another color right here, and just, you know, again, just play with it. See what happens. You're gonna get some orange with black, orange and black, and make a really nice gray black. It's almost like a designer color. I like playing with this color. They almost look like those high-end designer colors, you know, you'd find in modern architecture, those modern apartments or hotels. Look at that. And at some point I'm gonna have to put the palette knife away and start getting into it with a brush. Okay. Let's get a wide brush, and then get in there also. Get in there with a wide brush. This is a number 16 flat brush. And then again, I'm going to get some yellow, some red, and some Viridian green. and make my olive. I'm gonna make an olive green right here, very strong olive green, and just kind of, let me put a little bit of white in there, and just kind of go back here, calmly. You know, it doesn't have to be fast, calmly. But you do want to be able to enjoy it. The most important thing about painting is to enjoy the process. If you don't enjoy the process, you can't really do anything good in painting. Unfortunately, it's the way it is. Painting only, and I say only, I don't really like using many onlys, because onlys sound like something a Sith Lord would say, a Sith Lord in Star Wars. Any totalitarian stuff sounds not very convincing. But I like to say only every now and then. Painting only seems to be creative when you just don't think about it so much. You know, you just kind of let go. Just have some fun with it. Look at that. Get some more green. Something like that. Get some blue. Put it right here. Look at that. Super simple. This is a very simple landscape. It almost looks like maybe a park, maybe yeah, there's just tall trees, tall hedges. Or it could be anything. I don't know. I know it's a landscape. I know that, but it could be anything really. Look at that. We're gonna pretend that some of the shadows go right here, and they just kind of cross this path. Some of the shadows from the trees. Maybe there's a distant. The closer it gets to us, the darker the shadow becomes, of course, because it becomes richer as it gets closer to you. It's not. The distance, right, tends to fade it, so it's not faded by the distance, and so this shadow is going to be a lot stronger than those shadows over there. And the shadow is a mixture of green, purple, and blue. And green, I use green because I want my colors to sing. I don't just want to use the colors without having some sort of tint in there, or mixing in there something. I want the color to sing. I want the color to say something else than the obvious. Look at that. There it is. Again. There it is. Let's put some of that green over here. Whoops. Sorry about that. Moving the tripod here. Look at that. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back there and I'm gonna start putting some of that sky. You know, and I want the sky to be really bright. Because, I mean, why not, right? Have a bright sky. But I want to use purple as my tint here. I want to use purple rather than, or my tone, not my tint. Rather than blue. I want to use some of my dioxin purple. Because we tend to paint skies blue, most artists. But if you sit there and you look at it long enough, you realize it's not really. It has more purple than blue. It's the shades are more purple. It just maybe it gets blue when you look at it from like the astronaut's point of view. Maybe it does look blue. I don't know. But from down here, the more I look at it, the more I think it looks more purple than anything else. Make it a little bit more so that it's a little bit more obvious. And I want to get some of this and fade that little tree. Just fade it. And by fading it, I mean I'm going to fade it to the side right here. Like that. And then fade this little trees right here too. Like that. Just a little fade. Oh, very cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Christina. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Eric. And then go back to playing around with different colors and tones and whatnot, because it's at the end of the day, I mean, you want to Bob Ross the heck out of this, and it ends up being your own little creation. And so something that I like to do is I like to imagine that there's things happening, and you do that with little gestures, little sprinkles, little things that I'm not sure what's going on. It could be a bench, or there's color that you can't really see what's happening back there. There's all kinds of details that happen, especially in the distance, that just we have no idea what they are, because when you see something in a distance, you have to look twice to see what it is. And one of the things that I like about paintings is that it's not like our vision. It's not a camera, and it's not like our vision. A camera is something that you capture right away, instantaneous, right? You just capture it. The aperture is like you capture it. Our vision, when we look at something, we look somewhere, and we have to look at a point, and everything else becomes blurry through our peripheral. So whatever we're looking at, we neglect almost everything else, because that's how we focus. Someone says, look at that car over there, and the whole street becomes blurry, unless you stop looking at the car and you look at something else. But the whole street becomes blurry. That's not how photographs are, and that's not how paintings are. So what I like to do is not try to mimic my vision, and not trying to mimic a camera, but pretend that there is a focal point in different areas, because we've been looking at different areas, not just one. If that makes any sense. Pretend that there's different things that we put our focus on, and some other things they get out of focus. So it's a lot of pretend. It's a lot of play pretend. It's like a good movie or a novel. In order for you to enjoy it, you have to suspend credibility. Right? You can't enjoy a sci-fi movie unless you suspend credibility. You have to suspend it, because otherwise you're going to be like, oh, that can't happen. Oh, no way. So you can't enjoy it, right? You have to somewhat play with it. You have to play with it, and that's what I try to do with a painting. Try to get people to play with it, because if I don't get me or other people to play with it, they're gonna be like, well, what is that? Well, it's like a movie. Why are those people flying? Why do those people have superpowers? And on and on. No, you have to suspend your credibility. You have to suspend your thinking mind, your analytical mind, and you have to play the game. You don't know what's back there, neither do I. And we're going to pretend that it's something special. We're all gonna pretend that it's something special. We have no idea what's happening. I hope that made any sense. There we go. Look at that. Let's see. So here we go, my friends. This is what the landscape looks like at the end. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And I'll be doing some more. I'll be painting some more stuff. Take care. Thank you, everybody. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.